Have you ever felt the pull between the small, warm kindness you can offer someone right now and the dizzying idea that a single better decision could save thousands of lives? That tug, that quiet moral vertigo, is the terrain effective altruism walks. It asks a blunt, clarifying question. If what matters is making the world better, how can we most reliably do that? Evelyn was a software engineer who loved puzzles and hated waste. She volunteered on weekends, donated when she could, and felt deep sympathy for suffering she read about online. One evening, a friend sent a short talk. The idea that $1 spent in one place could do far more measurable good than $1 spent in another. Evelyn's first reaction was indignation. How could compassion be reduced to numbers? And yet, the more she read, the more intrigued she became. What began as curiosity soon turned into a profound moral dissonance. If evidence shows she could prevent more harm by changing how she gave or where she worked, wouldn't she owe it to others to lean that way? Effective altruism, EA, begins with a moral intuition that most of us share. Our lives should count for something beyond ourselves. But EA insists that good intentions are only the beginning dot. It brings tools, reason, evidence, and cause prioritization to the question of how best to alleviate suffering and increase flourishing. Think of it as applying the scientific method to kindness. Form hypotheses about what helps most, test them against data, update beliefs, and choose actions that have the greatest expected positive impact. There are a few core ideas. First, impartial beneficence. A stranger's life matters as much as a loved one's. Second, expected value. Because outcomes are uncertain, we weigh actions by their probable benefits. Third, cost-effectiveness. If giving $100 to one program averts more suffering than $100 elsewhere, the moral reason to prefer the first becomes compelling. Fourth, cause prioritization. Not all problems are equal. Some are larger in scale, more neglected, or more tractable, and those features can make them especially urgent. Evelyn's struggle wasn't merely intellectual. It hit her in the gut. The EA approach demanded a kind of moral discipline that felt, at moments, like moral calculus, where once there had been moral music. Could compassion be authentic if it was guided by spreadsheets? Could you still love effectively if you tried to be efficient about it? Here's where EA's human story matters. It's not about replacing feeling with formulas. It's about amplifying feeling into measurable good. Imagine compassion as a melody. EA hands you an amplifier and a tuning fork, tools that let the melody reach more ears. Evelyn discovered that the math did not diminish her sympathy. It directed it toward outcomes that saved lives she otherwise wouldn't have reached. She didn't stop caring about her neighbor. She expanded the circle of care to include distant children whose lives could be directly improved. But EA also wrestles with hard tensions. Critics point to risks: the emotional distance of abstract calculation, the danger of neglecting systemic injustices that don't map neatly onto cost-effectiveness studies, and the moral weight of making choices that affect future generations, what many call long-termism. These are not footnotes. They are essential parts of the conversation. For Evelyn, the breakthrough was a reframing. Meaning didn't come from a single heroic act, but from living as someone who consistently folded evidence and compassion together. Her life's narrative shifted. Instead of feeling scattered between 1,000 causes, she cultivated a disciplined generosity, one that kept her empathy vivid while quietly magnifying its consequences. She began to see her career and her choices as instruments, not the only sources of meaning, but powerful amplifiers of what she already cared about. Effective altruism offers a kind of moral clarity that can be both demanding and deeply satisfying. It suggests that a meaningful life is not only one filled with love and connection, but also one that asks, how much good can I reliably bring into the world with the resources I have? That question does not render life cold. It gives it a sharper aim. Evelyn didn't become a saint. She became someone who turned empathy into leverage, not to conquer complexity, but to meet it with humility, evidence, and relentless care. Meaning, on this view, is found where heart meets reason and both choose over and over to make a difference that counts.